Hi, it's Will here.
I'm Jodie, CDP at Fallow.
We're here at Bethnal Green Fish. We're going to have a look at a couple of angry fishmongers prepping our cod heads. It's quite hard to prep, so that's why they're angry. And Jodie turned up at 4:30 AM to Billingsgate and it was closed. We're going to get her a lobster.
So usually all the vans are gone by now. Because it's a bank holiday, all the fish is late, everything is just... You've been here before, weren't you?
Yeah, lockdown, yeah.
You're going to be on YouTube, Pete?
Morning, how's it going?
These are obviously just a few.
I bet you fucking hate doing this.
You've got strong forearms now, haven't you?
Fucking lot more than that, isn't
See, he's happy only.
there? Fucking lot smaller.
Yeah. So with some of these, obviously probably the whole cod's, I don't know, nearer to 10 kilos.
Are these all from Shetland then?
Yeah, well, everything.
So I used to do this. Fucking hell, do you remember when we first got them in? I used to have to saw them in half with I used to use like a wood saw. Absolute nightmare.
We tested a few knives, but sometimes when they're too thick, when you bash them with your wrist.
Really? He's splitting the head in half. So you're taking the gills out, and then obviously you can't serve that whole thing, so just cut it straight down the middle. We used to use a saw for it, but obviously that's the fucking techers.
Today we get everything in sort of thing. So that,
It's busier than it was last time. Wow.
So these are caught in Wales with a couple of wild bass, netters or hook and line.
Yeah.
It's just what else you got?
Oh wow.
So these believe it or not, these are farmed.
Really?
But because now obviously people are worrying about the stocks of wild fish and everything else, obviously farmed fish is always becoming more and more popular.
But that is.
But you wouldn't even tell the difference.
No. That's stunning.
There's probably not much taste in that just because of purely how it's grown and what it's fed on and the water it's been in, whereas obviously wild fish.
So what's your opinion about farming? It's obviously going to be the future, right?
I think eventually there won't be no more wild fish left.
Yeah.
I don't think eventually it's not good for the industry, but I think the population, the more and more it grows, the more and more demand is. This one's slightly darker than the wild and the two-tone as well. And obviously when you look at the farmed, every single one will be identical.
Can we take one of those?
One wild bass. So these at the moment we've got a mixture of Spanish, French and sort of Cornish. The Cornish mackerel is so expensive and sometimes it's like a sardine, so we try and buy from sort of everywhere so we can keep everyone happy. Most of this is salmon, just purely because of the price. Is the whole thing with the wild fish. When the price goes to a certain price, will people keep buying it? Salmon price is just rocket. It's just going up and up and up and up. Just demand, not enough fish.
What about cod? Why are the cod prices going up?
It's just the same as well, just demand and just lack of stocks. Just lack of stocks of everything, to be honest. So we take these back to the market, and a guy I use at the market, they sell it on the stand. They'll scrape down there, and then obviously the heads, they'll boil them to make a stew as well. So waste nothing.
Good.
These are the exotic red mullets. These aren't English.
When's the red mullet season?
Well, it should be now.
Yeah.
But because the coast is obviously so busy now, because people aren't going on holiday, all the local fish is staying down there. I've got one big boy. Guy only bought up literally a couple of lobsters, and this was one of them. What do you fancy?
Got a lobster?
It's trying to get out.
I'll take the. Is that native?
Yeah, it's a native one.
Yeah, I'll take the native. I bet you fucking hate the colours, don't you?
No, I don't.
You don't have to do it. Right, Serge, thanks so much, mate. Really appreciate it. Come in to eat and actually eat the fucking thing, so you understand why.
All in a good day's work.
Jodie's got a wild bass. She's going to go back and cook that, and we've got some cod heads to take back to the restaurant. We're near Brick Lane Bagel, so we're going to go get a bagel. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
A nice smoked salmon and cream cheese bagel.
I got a lovely traditional beef, English mustard, pickle.
Everyone thinks that it's the white, but the secret is the yellow.
You think?
Yeah. 100%.
Right, so this is cod's head we got from Bethnal Green Fish earlier. This has been a staple on our menu for about 1.5 years now. I think we worked out we've sold over 9,000 since we opened. So basically we're just going to cook this over charcoal and then we're going to serve it with a Sriracha butter sauce.
So we're just going to take the cod's head, just going to cover it a little bit in a bit of rapeseed oil. Just going to give it a good season all over with fine salt. This will help to get a really nice crust on it. Be nice and rub it all in, all over the surface. We'll do the underside as well. Then I'm just going to kind of pull the fin back to expose as much of the skin as possible. And then we're just going to cook it over charcoal. Pushing down lightly on the skin so you can get a nice crust. We don't want to move it too much because we don't want to rip that skin. But the bars are nice and hot, so it's really just going to sear that skin, get a nice crust on it, and then once we've got a nice bit of colour, we'll then just flip it over, just sear the bottom very quickly, and then we'll finish it off in the oven, bring it up to temperature. It's a very difficult thing to cook. Obviously, it's not like a steak where you've just got a flat side to sear. It's all bumps and rounds. You've got the jaw, you've got the top of the head, you've got the neck. So it's quite difficult. So you want to keep moving it around, trying to sear off as much of the skin as you can. And then we'll finish it off under the grill and in the oven. So while that's searing off, I'm just going to get started on the sauce. So here we have a butter emulsion. So butter emulsion is basically just literally water and butter emulsified together. So you melt the butter in the water slowly once it's full and whisk it while it's coming up to temperature. And at the end, you just blend in a bit of cold butter and you'll get a really nice emulsification. So you use this as a base for the sauce. To this, I've added a little bit of comfy garlic. Just garlic cooked down in oil and then blended to a smooth puree. Now to finish this off, we're just going to add some of our homemade Sriracha, the fermented chili sauce. There's chilies and garlic fermented, lacto fermented for about 6 weeks, down in our preparation kitchen downstairs. So we're just going to add this quite liberally to the butter base. Just going to add a nice bit of spice. It's got a good sweetness. And you've got the umami, beautiful and thick. It's just going to coat that cod's head. And we want it to be quite thick because obviously as the sauce hits the cod's head, you're going to get like the natural smoky kind of resting juices coming out of the fish, and that will kind of mix with the sauce and loosen it out a little bit. So you want it to be a little bit thicker than you need. So just give that a little taste. I'm just going to add a touch of lemon juice as well. And that's ready to go. So our cod's head is just about cooked. So as you can see here now, got a beautiful char across here, nice smoky flavour across the jaw. Just going to touch it on the underside. Just going to finish this off in the oven now. Cool, so now the cod's head's cooked. Now we're just going to rest it for 10 minutes before we serve it. Now we've got our rested cod's head. As I mentioned before about, because it's such an awkward shape to sear, we're just going to finish off the little bits of underseared skin with a blowtorch, just so we can get everything as crispy as possible. So now we've just finished searing the cod's head. Just going to douse it in a pickled lemon dressing. So it's the juice, reserved juice from the pickled lemons. Just going to cover it nice and gently all over the skin. Add a really nice acidity and a little bit of sweetness. Finally, just a few twists of black pepper. And a little bit of mould and salt just to finish. So just going to take that beautiful cod's collar first initially. Place it onto the plate. That's beautiful charred head. Then we've got these beautiful resting juices here from the cod's head that I was on about earlier. With a little bit of lemon. Just going to add that into our sauce. Serve a little jug of sauce on the side. Then we're just going to drown the cod's head in the sauce. And then finally, beautiful green oil made from foraged local herbs. Bit of wild garlic, parsley stalks. And there you have it.
So there's lots of different ways to tackle it, but the best way that we explain it to the guests is start with the cheek, then there's a lovely bit of meat below the eye. You've got the throat, runs along here, which is really gelatinous. The colony is here, so that's part of the cod that does probably like a lot of work. So it's a really nice meaty, quite firm bit of flesh.
And then at the top here, you've got the nape of the neck, which just sort of pulls away.
The easiest bit to eat here is the collar. You can just take off big chunks of meat. And as you start to pull apart the head, like the head just releases more and more juice. And it just makes that sauce even better.
There's lots of hidden meat inside the cod's head as well, so you've not just got the cheek, there's this small bit of meat that's underneath the eye socket, the chicken oyster of the cod.
Still amazes me how much meat is actually on there. And there you have it, and that's pretty much our cod's head from start to finish. Like and subscribe, follow our channel.